again, Dasha is not going to make us all fight in a ring to prove ourselves. I told her I was worth 20 moderators. I don't think she believed me. So we'll see what happens with that. Prove it. Yeah, prove it. First off, Lauren, I just want to make sure we're clear. The scene we just saw in the episode of Jeffrey eating those cockroaches, is that the infamous scene where he wasn't wearing his glasses and instead of eating the fake chocolate cockroaches, ate the real cockroaches?
Yeah, I think it's okay that I revealed this. Yeah, he was really happy about it, as you might imagine.
I heard he had like cockroach legs coming out of his mouth and stuff.
Yeah, I think he's still getting them out. That's why he's not there.
It's amazing. Scott, let's just talk about the structure of season 2 a second.
You know what? He was like, these don't taste good.
You were surprised by that.
Because they said that they were going to taste okay.
Right, yeah. And they weren't. They did not.
That's how you know you're eating a real cockroach, people.
15, excuse me, you know? And so it's like my character finally gets caught up on the history, and yeah, we have some funny moments where actually, she calls me out, she calls Armstrong out a lot, and then I have my moments where I get to call her out like, what's up with y'all? You know, so it's pretty cool.
What's it like from your perspective, Lauren?
It was so much fun. I was just thinking about, it's funny because I don't want to jump ahead to future episodes, and some of my anecdotes are from future episodes, but no, it was amazing. It was great too because we didn't know what our story would be or how.
There's like I'm 5 years old. What was the question? No, look, I appreciate what you said, brother. And I just gotta tell all you guys, as my castmates know this. I'm just so grateful to come into this world. I mean, you want to talk about, Lauren said 15 years of The Walking Dead. You know, when I started Sons of Anarchy, in 2007, there was 5 hit cable shows. Sons of Anarchy, Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, Mad Men, and Game of Thrones. Those were the 5 cable. And so for me and my little biker buddies, I knew Norman, I knew Jeffrey, I got to fall in love with Lauren when I got to work with her. And I just have to tell you, this world is fucking nuts. It is crazy, and Scott and his team and Eli Journet, who wrote the entire season, and he had me in mind. I was just so grateful to be invited to the party. And you just got a nothing glimpse of Bruegel tonight, but this is like a big pot of coffee. It's percolating. What you saw is a really good beginning to all these guys' characters, and Jeffrey, we really wanted to be here tonight, and Croat, and all the guys and girls. It's Eli, true story. So my people call me, and Walking Dead, spin off Dead City. There's a character, Eli's thinking of you, and I said, well, I have to read something. So they sent me the first episode for the pilot, and then the 4th episode where Ruger really starts to come in to play with these guys. And I'm telling you, I stopped reading and I went, this is kind of written for me. He's a dink. He's just a really conniving prick who's so funny and will never give up. And he's a coward. Like those rich cowards, but they're smart. So it was fun for me to really dive into it. I remember Lauren once came up to me. She started seeing some of my dailies early, and she went, "You're fucking funny. You're really funny." I went, "Yes." So just watch. You're gonna.
You saw it in the premiere. This woman is hardcore. A little scary, pretty unwavering. What's behind all that? Sort of what turned her into this hardened character?
You get to know it more as you watch, but definitely she's all about New Babylon, colonizing, tourism and things. And she's also the one that's always noticing this whole partnership here that they're developing, and she doesn't understand it because he's supposed to be on our side. So for her, there's always that observation. But it was great walking into this world. I'm a fan, of course, and being among these amazing individuals, actors, people. I was very geeked out at the time, and also scared because there was actually walkers around. I'm like, am I, is this really happening? So it's also surreal.
Yeah, how familiar were you with the franchise when you came in?
Well, I started watching it when it started, and when I got the call, I was at a Knicks game. And they actually, I was at a Knicks game, and actually saw me, and they showed it on the screen or whatever. And we got the news then, and I got the news then, and it was just meant to be. And also, the first day I was on set was the day that we had the solar eclipse, which is April 8th. And I was like, this is supposed to happen. This is all about timing. What are the chances I'm gonna shoot on my first day and there's a solar eclipse? Remember?
Yeah.
So, it all tied up.
It was really fun too because Jeffrey was at the Knicks game across the court from Dasha. We all got told that she accepted it, and so glad you were equally excited because we were freaking out. And then Jeffrey, like, did he take a picture? No, you took a picture. Like, it was just like this, weird kismet. My story's not translated, but it was one of those kismet moments. It was very. Yeah.
I just spent like 2 days with Jeffrey talking about stuff. We were doing interviews, we weren't like sitting in a room talking. Thank you, Lauren. He says he's not a prop actor. He actually is not that down with props, he doesn't need them. But Lucille is the exception. Like, I guess I'm trying to say he's never been in love with props, but he said love them. And that, I will also say, that prop, the amount of work that went into the original one, it was a very long process, and he was in on it. He came, at the last step of the process. But it is something that's evolved with him, and he needs it back. I could go on and on, obviously.
Well, I mean, if you
Thank you.
Well, within the context of the scene, not too great, but no, it was. It's a really big moment in the season, and it was a really big moment in the feeling for me. It was Lucille obviously has taken on a life of her own, and everything that's associated with Lucille, and Maggie being in control of something that she perceives as, not just perceives, but has wielded terrible, terrible things. Is really very justice. Yeah, so it was a trippy moment. I have to say, like, as an actor, sometimes you have to be like, okay, cool, find some meaning with this thing. I picked that back up, and I was like, whoa, all right, just let it happen. So it's funny. It's got a lot to it.
How difficult directing is anyway, let alone for television, let alone for like a Walking Dead episode. It's full on. And so for Lauren to want to dig her toes deep into the sand and want to direct, and for Scott and his team to say, yes, you can direct, and then for her to be a star of the show and direct, was just remarkable and fun to watch. And she wasn't afraid to fail, ever. And she asked all these questions all the time. And I'm 107 years old, I look really good for my age. But I'm just standing back going, this chick's really got it going on. And remember, Lauren, when you called me and said, Cozy, can we rehearse a day or two before the big scene in episode 6, big table, and a lot of actors were all in it. And I said, absolutely. And it took us a while, but we figured it out. And it saved so much time on the day. So very, very proud of you, Lauren.
Thank you.
This is what happens, Scott.
Uh-oh.
Rugal has to play one-man bridge. One-man bridge. As you all know, it's always 4 people. I had to play one-man bridge. And Eli, big bridge player, showrunner, and he goes, okay, Cozy, we're not going to shoot it for 3 months. Lots of time to learn. All of a sudden, about 5-6 weeks in, Lauren, Scott, Eli, they're coming up going, oh, by the way, we're going to shoot the bridge scene in 10 days. I literally crapped myself. And it's because they wanted...
Did you literally crap yourself?
I did.
Now I feel worse.
I'm not afraid to fail. No. And it's because we had to... They wanted to get rid of all the sets. They wanted to change all the sets. And we did it, Lauren. We
You
did.
learned to play, not just play bridge, but play bridge to the power of 4 people,
Did I?
as he said. It was literally, and with a lot of dialogue, and it was
That was a few guys. That was a few.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what people don't realize is, like, you're not just acting and playing, but you have to do the continuity because the cards have to be the same. No, because it's like they have to cut and edit, so he has to track the cards, and he's playing, and then we're acting the scene, then Lauren's stepping in and directing. It's great. I can't wait for y'all to see it.
Yeah.
It's a fun scene. It's a fun episode. Hey, Scott, episode 6, that's when things really take that final turn coming home. Did I give anything away?
I mean, you're talking about a different series, right? Sure. Yeah. This is not a joke, though it makes no sense. Kim and I are on the same episode of Ride with Norman Reedus. I thought you were talking about the go-karting.
Yeah, Scott, are you on a motorcycle?
That'd be a no.
Sidecar?
That's all the executives at AMC. That was the joke. They're like, you're in a sidecar right now. No, we're in go-karts. I hope that's not spoiling.
No, I really mean this. I don't have favorite. I just had the greatest time on this show. You guys are just no favorite. From the cast to the crew, being in Boston, and as Guy said, this more New York feeling than ever. Lauren directing, Eddie and Mike. I mean, honestly, just a great, fun time. And they just let me go to do my thing. And I'm always grateful when that happens. So that's it.
It's awesome. Doctor, what do you got?
I actually enjoyed working throughout the whole season. They really welcomed me. I was living in the moment, and it was amazing to be around everyone, walkers or not walkers, or it was just a team in front of camera and behind.
What's the memory you can take from season 2?
I think actually the next episode, I was trying to actually figure out, because, you know, when you're making it, it's like it all starts to run together. So I was like, where does episode 1, like, what's the end of episode? I was like, oh, episode 1 ends there, and then we go to episode 2. So for me, it was like episode 2 when stuff starts blowing up, basically. And there's a lot of fire and a lot of pyrotechnics, and I just remember being on set that day thinking like, well, how are they gonna do this? How are they gonna be? And it was just so well done, so safe, so smooth, and I can't wait for you guys to check it out.
There were so many big visual effects sequences and so many big practical sequences in the show this year that I feel like is definitely some of the biggest stuff we've done.
Probably in Home and Dead, but I also cannot pick favorites, but I will say that this group that we're up here together, I like.
You leave something and you go and do something new, and then you feel at home and you feel like in your optimum creative playground with people, and that's the best thing that you can ever hope for, and that's what we definitely had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott, what's your big sort of takeaway in season 2 or moment?
Well, I'll go with Mike. You were asking favorite moments.
Yes, I
So
was.
That's easier. I jump between the different productions, and I'm in LA a lot. So when I go to a production, even when I went to The Walking Dead the first time, I'm just like looking around in awe. I'm still very much a fan of all this. And so I've been seeing like dailies coming in, but you show up on set and you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe this set, I can't believe this. And I'm sort of just like looking around at everything on. And I've never met Kim. Kim just immediately takes me by the arm and just pulls me away and starts just like hitting me with questions about the franchise, about my life, about islands. And, you know, I watch Kim on TV and suddenly this guy's talking to me, and it's a pretty amazing thing. He's a force of nature over there.
I feel like you got your next 10 conversations are going to be about director's chairs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he nailed that. I was like, what's wrong? I feel weird, and then just Kim lets it be known. If you're up here, believe me, I mean, we'll talk about it more to all of you guys later.
Thank all you guys for coming up to this Wednesday evening. Get seeing season 2 premiere this Sunday on AMC and AMC Plus. Have a great evening, everyone. Thanks so much.